So what happens when our elected officials or our appointed officials are in derelict of their duty and outright waging war on the Constitution and therefore the people as well? What do we do then? What can we do? If they're not listening to any of their own any of the constitutional provisions of the state or the federal constitution, any of their own statutes, any of their own court procedures, what do you do when the only remedy that you were able to see is filing an ex parte motion into a federal venue and then the state scallywags begin to shape up? What do we do with that? What we can do, and then maybe you don't even have to, maybe you haven't even done the ex parte motion thing, you're just noticing that the state level actors are obviously behaving in criminal capacity, but you don't have the faculties to describe it. What do? We report their crimes to the Department of Justice, which would be the FBI. Sometimes that doesn't work, especially if we're doing things through email or phone call. They can just hang up on you. They've hung up on me 3 times. They can just delete the email. I've never had a response via email. We can send certified mail with a return receipt to the Committee on the Judiciary at the congressional level in Washington, D.C., and every state has a legislative committee on the judiciary as well. We can name these people in charge of these things by name in a certified mailing. Now we're building up a case for a RICO suit in case nobody actually wants to hold anybody accountable. Now we have the names of people who are actually protecting criminal actors at the state level, right? So the special agent in charge of the field office of the FBI gets a letter directed directly to him, right, or her. The name of the leader of the Congressional Committee on the Judiciary gets a letter directly addressed to them, right? And the name of the leader of the legislative Committee on the Judiciary at the state level gets a letter addressed to them. Now they are named. And now if they do nothing about the crimes that I'm about to describe here in a second, they can then be named in a RICO lawsuit in a federal venue for protecting those criminal actors. Now, what are the crimes that we're exactly going to present as, in my opinion, universal? Well, it is piracy is the first one, which can be located at Article 1, Section 8, Clause 10 of the Constitution for the United States of America. Let's read that really quick. And it says, the Congress shall have the power to provide for the punishment of counterfeiting the securities and current coin of the United States. So if they're counterfeiting securities in any given court case, they should be reported for their counterfeiting activity. And how about piracy? That is Article 1, Section 8, Clause 10. All right, let's read that one really fast. So we've got, because privateering is A-okay, but piracy is not, and we'll look at what Congress shall have the power to define and punish piracies and felonies committed on the high seas and offenses against the law of nations. Okay, so we could look at the difference of piracy versus privateering. I'll do a video on that coming up soon. And what about Article 3, Section 3? What does that talk about? Well, let's look into that really fast. Article 3, Section 3 says, treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of 2 witnesses to the same overt act or on confession in open court. The Congress shall have power to declare the punishment of treason, but no attainder of treason shall work corruption of blood or forfeiture except during the life of the person attained. So we can bring forth evidence of counterfeiting, piracy, and treason when our state level officials are behaving in ways that are producing counterfeit, piracy, and treason, waging war against the Constitution, and therefore we the people, the ultimate authority in this land. So if they're not going to obey their employers, then their employers will have to report them to higher level employees who we'll do something. And if that doesn't work, well, then we have the Second Amendment. Take care, and bye-bye then.